Well, she sneaks around the world from here to Carolina. She's a sticky-fingered filcher from Berlin down to Belize. She'll take you for a ride on a slow motion China. Tell me, where in the world is
Carmen San Diego?
Steal there.
Welcome back to, well, I have some news. It's your boy Io Torrent, and if you're wondering why I'm playing the cult classic Where in the World is Carmen San Diego show from back in my childhood, the reason is Pax Torrent has been on the move. Yes, I'm a little late in making this. My Cancun trip lasted a little bit longer, but wouldn't you know it, I came home and your boy Pax was shipped off to a new team. Well, kind of. In that, I just got done playing several seasons with New Orleans, which was a fantastic time and opportunity. But things happen in this league. Teams are dominant for several seasons and they fall off. It's an inevitability. And New Orleans found themselves in a precarious situation where they had to make the decision to rebuild. And with that came time to move veterans. And they came to me and asked if I would be open to it, and I agreed. And next thing you know, a team appeared that I never really thought about too much, mostly because I spent the majority of my career as Io Torrent, my first character, the hitter, in the Champions Conference with, Sarasota, with Indianapolis and New Orleans. I only did a short stint in the Legends Conference with Buffalo, but a team came out of nowhere that I never really thought about too much. It was the Providence Crabs. And so, NOLA Tonight has been relocated to the great Northeast, and this will be our first episode of Providence Tonight.
Candlelight and empty souls quietly behind the doors are bleeding us just for fun. Men of power telling lies with shifty hands and thirsty eyes, and they can smell your fear like blood. Oh, my weary soul, we met your kind before. Set fire to a soul, and oh, sweet Providence, come save us from ourselves, from hell and consequence.
And just like that, we had the longest intro ever for a weekly stat show. That's cool. But anyway, here I am in Providence playing for the Providence Crabs, being the ace pitcher for the Providence Crabs on my journey for a championship that I have still yet to never achieve. Will Providence be the team that gets me that ring? Let's hope so. But with that, let's move right into things. We are 47 games into the season so far on this Friday night, July 21st. And Providence is sitting second currently in the Legends East Conference at 30-17, one game behind the ever-strong New York Voyagers, with Buffalo Surge right there at 22-25, and the Outer Banks Aviators at 21-26. Over on the west side, the Toronto Pathfinders, a rebranded team, is finding themselves at 31-16, having an excellent season. Vancouver Vandals 25-22, San Antonio Schloss 21-26, and the Boise Raptors at 11-36. Over on the Champions Conference side in the East, we have the Nashville Stars at 31-16, tied with the Lunar Bay Space Rangers at 31-16 as well. The Detroit Demons 24-23, one game over 500, and the Indianapolis Apex at 15-32. In the West, we have the Cancun Toros 28-19. Death Valley Scorpions 25-22, Seattle Sea Serpents 21-26, and my old team, the rebuilding New Orleans Rougarou at 9-38. That's tough to see, but what can you say when they are rebuilding and selling all the pieces? All right, now let's talk about why we're all here, and that is the Providence Crabs here at Providence Tonight. The Providence Crabs is currently doing a pretty solid season, as hitting-wise, they are third, fourth, second in that top third of the league in hitting, with a 268 team batting average, good for third, a 314 on base, good for fourth, slugging 446, good for second. They are third in the league with 438 hits, and third in the league with 55 home runs. Over on the pitching side, pretty much sole possession of first place in every category with a stellar pitching staff. Earned run average, 2.86, first. Starters ERA, 3.13, first. Bullpen ERA, 2.35, first. Runs allowed, 139, first. Hits allowed, 336, first. Opponent's average, 216, first. They are just really holding things together, led by yours truly, Pax Torrent, who's having arguably the best season he has ever had, even better so far this season, please knock on wood, than his Pitcher of the Year campaign. Currently 12 games started, he's 9-1 with a 2.25 ERA, which is good for first in all the PBE, with tied for first place in the PBE with 9 wins, and tied for first place in the PBE with 93 strikeouts. But let's not forget the rest of the pitching staff. Abraham Lindcrab is 5-3 with a 347 average as the number 2 man in that beautiful 1.17 whip and 81 strikeouts. James Ronlane is unfortunately 2-5 in terms of record, but he's having a pretty solid year with 71 strikeouts. And that number 4 starter, James Daly, 4-3 in 11 games. Started with a amazing 2.59 ERA and a 1.20 whip on 69 strikeouts. Over for the hitters, we have a stellar year happening right now for several of the Crabs hitters, as we look at Whiskey Fuse batting .310 on the year, 23 RBI, 9 home runs. Joe Shiesty Jr. batting .317 with a 380 on base, 30 RBIs and 7 home runs. And the over here in the outfielders, we have Jet Stargasm has 41 hits, along with Mr. Alligator, 47 hits, Stubby McGuire, 46 hits. Just a stellar performance all around for the Providence Crabs so far this season. All right, now let's wrap this baby up and just take a quick look at what the schedule holds for the Crabs. We're getting ready to go into the All-Star break, and we just got off a pretty solid series as we took 2 out of 3 from Buffalo, but we now and we took 3 games from the Sloths, and 1 game so far in the Voyager series. We still have 1 game left. Then we have a 2-game series against the Vandals, a 2-game series against Indianapolis, and a 2-game series against Detroit before we get into the All-Star break. And on the other side of the All-Star break, we got Toronto, OBX, and Detroit. So we got a pretty solid, interesting schedule of some very winnable games going into the break. A lot of All-Star candidates at the break that could be playing in that game. So that'll do it for this week, week 1/2 of the all-new Providence Crabs, Providence Tonight show with your host, Io Torrent. Join me again in a week or two when I get the next episode out, as we will look at the halfway mark of the season 41 so far, as we make a push towards the playoffs, and we'll keep tracking the season of Pax Torrent. Thank you again. I want to say really quickly thank you to New Orleans. It was a wonderful opportunity and time playing with them for the several seasons I was there. I'm very excited for my new chapter of the Pax career on this other side of the career, as we're getting ready to hit regression here in a season. With the Providence Crabs, very excited to see what we can do here. And as always, thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful summer. And everyone be safe. And good luck to all my PBE counterparts. This has been Io Torrent signing off with the new Providence Tonight. Have a good night.
No sweet Providence, come save us from ourselves.